Hello everyone, my name is Jenna and welcome back to my channel. In today's practice, we are going to embrace the act of stillness. We're going to embrace the act of really honing in, focusing on the breath, and just feeling the poses. So we're going to start today in Shavasana. Come all the way down onto your back. Allow your feet to fall open. Arms come to your sides, palms face the sky. And just see where you're at right now. If you feel like you are holding any tension in your shoulders, or if you're flexing your legs, just try to let go. Bring the attention to your breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And then release from your mouth. With each exhale, allow your body to release that tension. Let it fall heavy on your mat. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths. Bring your arms above your head. Bring your feet a bit closer together. Go ahead and flex them. A nice full body stretch. Open your shoulders. Really elongate the body. And now walk your feet towards the left of your mat. And then walk your upper body towards the left of your mat for your banana asana, or banana pose. To create a deep stretch on the right side. Now if you're finding your right shoulder is lifted off of your mat, you've gone a bit too far. Go ahead and take a few inches back so that the upper body stays planted. If you want to deepen, you can place your right foot over your left, cross your ankles. You'll feel that kind of intensify in your hips. You can also take grip, your right hand will take grip of your left wrist to kind of deepen in your right shoulder. So we'll hold these poses, typically in a yin practice, for quite a few minutes. So I'll let you know when it's about time to release. And again, with each exhale, try to release a bit further into the pose. Your body will naturally adjust the longer that you hold. So just embrace that position. Take 3 more breaths. Go ahead and release your binds. And then walk yourself back to center. Other side, walk your feet towards the right of your mat. And then take your upper body there as well. Again, to deepen, you can cross your feet. Your left leg will be over your right this time. You can grip your right wrist. And in holding these poses, we are stretching our internal webbing, our fascia. And in holding the poses, it stretches and stretches and stretches this webbing and kind of puts it under a bit of duress. Is kind of a loose term. But you want to stretch it as much as you can so that it will rebuild itself, what we call a face change. So to rebuild itself stronger and stronger each time. Kind of help aid in that mobility and flexibility. Take 3 more breaths here. And then walk yourself back to center. Bring your palms back to your sides. And then bring the bottoms of your feet together. Your knees will go wide. For Supta Baddha Konasana, your reclined butterfly. You have the option in this pose to allow your hands to stay draped at your sides. You can bring both to your belly. Your index and thumb finger will connect. Or you can bring one hand to your belly, one to your heart. Edgar, come here. What happened? Come here. If you have an upset puppy, he can keep you company too. So in this pose, you'll have both of your shoulders will be planted on the ground. You'll have a natural arch in your spine that will help kind of ease with your hips. If this is causing a lot of tension in your hips, a lot of discomfort, you can always put pillows underneath your knees to lift them a bit higher. In our daily lives, our hips and our inner thighs tend to be neglected. It is important to occasionally bring the focus there. The beautiful thing about a yin practice is that you determine how far your body is going to go into these poses. You create your level. We'll stay here for just a few more breaths. Slowly bring your knees back together, hug them into your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. You can rock from side to side. Give a small massage to your sacrum. You can rock in circles, really open the hips. Take your arms nice and wide. Create this space. Take up as much as you want. And we'll prepare for the recline twist. So we'll start on the left side. You'll lower your knees towards the left. Your gaze is going to come over your right shoulder. If this is a lot on your shoulders, you can create cactus arms or robot arms, whatever you wish to call them. Bring them in a bit. The feeling that you're looking for in this practice is sensation. So if there's ever an extreme discomfort, or hopefully this won't happen, but any pain, always take a few steps back in your pose until you find that ease, and it is just strictly sensation. Bring your knees and your gaze back to center. And then lower your knees towards the right. Your gaze will come over your left shoulder this time. In this intense spinal twist, be sure to fully exhale. To bring a bit of ease to the spine. If you're finding that your mind is beginning to wander in these holding of poses, just try to bring the attention back to your breath. A wandering mind can cause a bit of stress. You'll begin to maybe flex your legs, squeeze your feet together, tighten your shoulders. So try to clear the mind and just focus on the sound of your breath. The rising and falling of your chest. Let it almost hypnotize you as you lay here. Your knees and your gaze back to center. Go ahead and hug your knees. Tight squeeze. And then lower your body to one side for sleepy baby. And with whichever hand lands on top, you'll press up onto all fours. Come into your tabletop position. Sink your hips back and find your child's pose. So you can have your arms out in front of you if you'd like to have this shoulder opening stretch, or you can bring them to your sides. If you brought your arms to your sides, go ahead and extend them long in front of you. And you're going to press up. So walk your knees back a bit, stretch your arms forward, and then sink down. So you can rest your forehead on your mat. Your knees are going to be hip-width distance apart. You can tuck your toes or press into the tops of your feet, but you want your knees aligned with your hips. Nice straight back for your melting heart. Now, if it's within your practice, you can rest your chin low or your chest all the way down. If this is really intense on your shoulders, you can walk them out the length of your mat. But with every practice, if you feel like your feet are doing nothing, just go ahead and tuck them. And the holding of this pose opens the shoulders, releases tension in the back. Does a slight compression. We'll stay for just a few more breaths. Slowly release. Bring your palms up, press up onto all fours. So again, your knees are in line with your hips, hands are underneath your shoulders. Go ahead and lift your right arm all the way up. And then you're going to weave it all the way through, lower down onto your right shoulder and thread the needle. Press back up onto all fours. And other side. Lift your left arm all the way up. And then weave it all the way through. Lower down onto your left shoulder. Press all the way up. As a counter pose, just to reopen the shoulders and stretch them out a bit more. Just do a few rounds of cat and cow. So on your inhale, you'll arch your spine. Exhale, you'll tuck your tailbone, bring your gaze between your legs. Just a slow, subtle motion as a counter pose to a lot of the twists and compressions that we've done so far. Let's meet with a flat spine. Bring your right foot up towards your hands and sort of start to inch it forward. Keep your knee aligned with your ankle. You can keep your right toes flat down, keep them tucked. You want to be on your left knee. You can keep your hands on your mat. It's kind of an intense hip opener. Or if you want to kind of intensify it a bit more, you can rest up on your right knee. Edgar. Hey. We'll stay here for just a few more breaths. You can bring your hands back down to your mat if you lifted, and then begin to shift your weight back. You're going to kind of stretch and straighten your right leg. Come back onto your right heel. And just fold over your right leg. Try not to lock your right knee. You don't want to create any blockages for this wonderful hamstring stretch. And the further you go back, the stronger that stretch will feel. Go ahead and plant your right foot, bend the knee, and then come back onto all fours. Other side, bring your left foot up towards your feet, inch it forward. Keep your left knee above your left ankle. You can always just stay here. Or lift all the way up. This can be a lot on your knee, whatever knee you're balancing on. You can always place a blanket or a pillow if you have one, just to have that additional cushion. Or you can tuck your toes. That will kind of ease up a bit the pressure. Stay for 3 more breaths. Plant your hands, straighten that left leg, come back onto your left heel. Plant your left foot, bring it back, all fours. And come back into hero's pose. You can shrug your shoulders back. And then shrug them forward. I'm going to get ready for our second to last pose for today. Swing your legs out in front of you. Keep your knees bent. Lower down to your back. Your hands can come to your sides and just extend your feet up towards the sky for a waterfall. It's okay if your legs are beginning to shake. That's just your nerves firing from all the wonderful work you've done. And your blood is recirculating. Just allow your upper body to fully sink into your mat. Within the yin practice, we try to move the spine in the 3 major ways of stretching, compressing, and twisting. Again, to help keep the spine mobile and flexible as we possibly can. And the holding of the poses to help stretch our fascia, so that next time we can go deeper into the pose, or we can hold for much longer. And just to help aid in our daily tasks, create a bit of ease in our life. We'll stay here for just a few more breaths. Slowly lower your knees, hug them into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug for the great work that you've done today. And then extend your legs the length of your mat. Arms come to your sides, palms face the sky. Allow your feet to fall open. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And settle in for your Shavasana. See if this Shavasana feels different than the one at the beginning of the practice. Notice if you're allowing your body to fall just a bit deeper into your mat. invite you to stay here for as long as you possibly can. I will leave you in this pose today. If you enjoyed this practice, please feel free to like and subscribe. And I hope you have a beautiful day.